Hey YouTube, good morning. I want to take you this morning through just the things that I actually do. I find there's a lot of videos out about, 7 best businesses to create investment income, passive income, and things. And in some areas, I'm able to take action, and in other areas, I'm not able to take action. And I'll kind of differentiate those two areas for you in what I go through, because I have things that I look at and take no action on, just like you guys do. And I also have things that I look at and take immediate action on. And I'll share how those look. So first we'll get into this. LoopNet commercial properties. I've looked at commercial properties on LoopNet for a long time, and I have taken absolutely no action on that. I just learn just like you do, and I wonder why I don't do something, what the barriers are, and how I would get to actually do something to take action. So let me just take you through what I do here, and then we'll kind of contrast that between the areas that I take action in. So I'll look and I'll say, okay, here's the areas I live in, and I look at that property, Parkwood, which was the top one, and I go into that property and I start looking at that property, and it says 990,000. I think about those barriers, and then I look at everything. It looks pretty good on the numbers and the cap rates and things, and then I find out it's 13% leased. So I'm like, well, that's a reason not to do it, and so I don't take any action on that. So if I go back to here, what I would say I need to do differently is probably to clear these filters, and then into filters, kind of start to narrow what exactly I'm looking for, so I know when I see it. What is my criteria? Is it triple net? Is it not triple net? Is it an auction? Is it distressed? Is it land? So I would say for right now, I can mark these and take all the land off. I'm not interested in land for sure. I am interested in triple net, multiple tenancy, because I'd like something that I can increase the rents over time, not just like a single tenancy that works like a 25-year lease. Some management, but not total. Some risk, but not total. And so we look at those, and looks like I don't have anything there. So multi-tenancy, triple net. Let's zoom out. So here's multi-tenancy, triple net. 2.3. Now the areas that I like are kind of here. Here in Kansas City area, I have some houses, and then down here, so I kind of know the area, down to about Silent Springs over here. So this kind of an area here. So we're gonna stretch this to there and see what there is. And really, I'm not into commercial, so I would probably look at high cap rate first and see what there is at the highest cap rate. That's in Kansas. Not the best thing because I'm not in Kansas yet. But very few things that in that definition of the triple net and multi-tenancy. So this one, Springfield. Look at that. I was wishing it said whether it was leased or not. Right here it says it's not leased, so it's this office complex, and that just gives you an idea. So this is LoopNet. This is pretty much the primary way to find on-market deals for commercial properties. Now, I also look at Zillow for single family. I'll show you exactly what I search for. This is a couple of areas I look in. One is in Lee Summit. Should you look there? No, you should have your own criteria. But I have very specifically houses, and I'll go to price, and right now I can tell you I would not even consider anything over 270. So we can already filter those out. Now I'm looking for a very specific thing up there. 270, and it must have a garage, usually it's 2-car, built after 1975. I want to take out all the old houses because I don't really understand price and maintenance on those, and I don't usually do them. And apply that, and then bed bath, I use exactly 3. I have 1 bathroom and 2 bathrooms, so that gives me, in that area, you've got this house, which is not the type I usually get, and you've got this house, $259.9, pretty good, decent price. I mean, if I was gonna buy that, it would be at like $225. So I could watch it and see if something happens. If something does happen, like if it drops really quickly, most likely I'd need to put an offer on this house in the first day, and so I'll be ready for that if that happens. And here's another one, $255. We can look at that one. But as you see, the difference is there's 3 particular houses, and then so if I watch daily, at some point something will pop up. Let's say it's in here and it'll be $230, maybe a little mispriced, and I'll try to buy it on the first day, and that'll be within our price range. So I kind of know what I want to pay. So that's LoopNet. No action. That's how I look at it. I also realized that Realtor.com is where most of the real estate agents in the area I'm living in now are putting their listings. And so if you look, it didn't used to be this way, but there's here. And if you go to Realtor, there are 5. And so that can help find a deal, is when there's a market that other people aren't paying attention to, and they're out there, and these 2 are pending. That maybe whether out another report, but this is really the only one that I'd be watching at this point. And you know, 230, 225. Hard time even at that price is it's not going to cash flow at this point. A little better than the area I'm in, but I would have to figure out the cash flow, down payment, those things from a price standpoint. So other things I'm doing, let's see if we can go to eBay. Yeah, eBay, Amazon, sales. Yesterday someone brought me a deal on 74 soccer shoes, so I looked at the prices for that, and we'll probably close on that in the next couple of days, and then someone will sell that out for me. So we do some sales like that. I don't look at those a lot, but I also look at Home Depot stock. And what I try to do is I try to not diversify at a particular time, but I try to buy whatever the right thing to buy at that time is. And probably 2011 to some point it was houses, you know, very easy. The last several years it's been houses brought to me, houses I find at a great price, not that often, but I'm looking still. And then bonds, you know, paying 5 to 6%, you know, buying a lot of that lately. So you look at Home Depot, market said it crashes. Well, it didn't, because in October it was down to 280. Now it's still 355, so it comes down off the high. Yeah, that's great. So Home Depot, I watch VIG, which is a broad market index that pays dividends. So you can see it's not, I mean, there's no crash occurred. If a big crash occurred, then maybe I'd do something with that. Not really now looking to buy that because of interest rates. Mostly at this point, I would put money into kind of debt. Now you got Walmart that's been on a rise since December. So you can see this isn't a great time to buy. I sold a little bit to pay for my kids' college and their education IRAs. Now you can also look at, and I have some Bitcoin price. Now it doesn't pay you a dividend or anything, so I consider it more of a learning thing to be in because it's not very well understood. And then I have some Ethereum. Ethereum is similar. And then lastly I have Solana. And Solana is making around a 7% return right now for me. You see this is way down because you know, it's very volatile. So you look at this volatility. Now I can take a second and I think I can show you Solflare. So I have some Marinade staked Solana, which this is a token that represents staked Solana, so you can buy and sell easier. And then if you look under staking, I have Solana that's staked, and here's the return. This is it's called a epoch, and an epoch is a period of doing transactions, and then you can take things out every epoch, but they're locked during the epoch. So $2.49 is for this amount of Solana is what I'm getting. So look at this one, it's another $2.41. So let's say this is, you know, maybe $3 or $4 a day is what I get off Solana while I hold it. So that's kind of an interesting experiment. I wouldn't consider it really to be, you know, an investment, but so for one of the things that I realized is the reason I'm able to buy houses is because I know exactly what I'm looking for, and my criteria is narrow enough that when I see what I'm looking for, it compels me to action. If you had this kind of a loose criteria for, you know, these kind of properties, and you saw a few of them and they kind of met your criteria and they kind of didn't, and then you would not ever be compelled to take action on the right numbers. So that is kind of the problem with not a well-defined, you know, definition of what you're looking for, where you're looking for it. There's all things you could do depending on what your goals are. And so kind of defining what those goals are and where you're trying to end up and what you're looking for really makes it easier to take action when you find those, because then you can focus all your energy down that one path and say, okay, if I wanted to buy a property like this, you know, what are the barriers? How do I overcome them over time? How do I get ready? What's the price point I'm looking at? And you know, if you find that price point, then it compels you to action. Whereas if you just have all these things you could do and you're trying to constantly analyze, you really never pull the trigger on those things. And so that's what I would say. Some things that I've been doing, and I wanted to share that with you because, you know, different than here's what you should do, or here's what your lessons are, or here's your teaching. This is what I actually do, and how I find some houses. Sometimes people bring me deals now because of relationships and, you know, how I behave and making sure I'm ready and those type things, and so they can make money because of that. And I really appreciate when people do that. So let me know if you see anything. Like and subscribe down below, and I will talk to you later.